Hello and welcome. This is Rooflemonger, my friends. It is that time again. It is Datamine season for Guilty Gear Strive. Sin just released for the game, and every time we have a new character, there's a new patch and the game files change, and we can peek inside the game files to see what's different. And this time around, we have a hint at one of the upcoming DLC characters for Season 2. Now, as always, there's potential spoilers here, I guess, for the roster coming up. So for whatever reason you don't want to get spoiled on that, now is the time to check out. Although, leave a like on your way out if you could. That would be appreciated. So I'll give you 3, 2, 1. Okay, there we go. Now, who is the character that these game files are pointing towards in this recent data mine? Well, it is Delilah. Now, to a bunch of you watching, this perhaps is not too shocking, as Delilah is one of the stars of the second Guilty Gear Strive story mode, along with Sin, who is the most recent DLC character just released. Sin had an all-new model created for him, so it made sense that he'd become an eventual playable character, and Delilah also had an all-new unique model as well. But first, before we talk about anything else, now let's get into the nitty-gritty of the actual data mine and see what's in the game files. So this comes to us by way of Lord Ultima 647, who has been very prolific in the data mining scene, source of many of these data mines over the years for a lot of fighting games, so make sure to check them out. So what you're looking at right here is inside the game files. This is specifically the dialogue, like when characters talk to each other in matches and all that kind of stuff, right? And Sin has dialogue against someone who is just simply listed as DLL. All the characters have a 3-letter acronym to explain who they are. So Sin, well, is Sin. Sol is SOL. Kai is KYK, short for Kai Kisk. So on and so forth. Everyone has a 3-letter acronym for their name. And now in the files, well, he has dialogue against someone whose 3-letter acronym is DLL. Now, just to point out, this is a very common way of how we found out about many of the characters coming to Guilty Gear Strive since its launch. This is exactly when we first found out about Baiken, when we found her in these exact files. This is when we first found out about Sin, because we first found out about Sin before this story mode, when we found out that Testament has dialogue against Sin. So while I'll never say this is a guaranteed lock, this has been proven many times before now for multiple characters for this game. At this point, if you see their dialogue text in the files, it's a pretty safe bet they're coming. So DLL, whoever DLL may be, pretty much a lock. Now the thing is, who could DLL be if not Delilah? That is the thing, right? The acronyms being what they are, I guess it leaves some room for interpretation, but given Delilah has a D and 2 L's in the name, I think it's a pretty safe bet it's her. I guess it could be someone else entirely, but honestly, I doubt it. Now, another thing Lord Ultima has found in his research here is that while in the English version of the game, the text is blank for DLL. There's no actual dialogue written, just that Sin has text versus DLL. However, in the Japanese version, that is not the case. There actually is written dialogue, as you can see here. Now, through the magic of machine translation, we have something for you here. Might not be 100% accurate, though. So in this one, it looks like Sin's talking about Delilah in the manner of he's babysitting a little one. And in this one here, kind of hard to suss out the context, but just saying those are cool shoes, how's the feeling, and then I'm older. So it could be Sin bragging about his age, because he's prone to brag about all of his world experiences. Machine translation robs us of a lot of the context, unfortunately. But still, the files are there clear as day, text in the Japanese version of Sin versus whoever DLL might turn out to be. And, well, that's about the long and short of it. So we only have 2 characters left for Season 2 of Guilty Gear Strive, and going by the data mining, it looks like it's going to be potentially Delilah, and if you haven't followed some of the previous videos, I'll link those at the end of this if you want to go more in depth. The other character looks like it's going to be Slayer, for much the same reasons, because Slayer's been in the files for some time. And, just like Sin, because Sin was in the story mode, got the all-new model. Delilah's model and the changed up Bedman robot model, generally, but not always, but generally, if you're creating new high resolution assets, you're going to be using them in the game. The only notable exception to that, I guess, would be Asuka, that man in Guilty Gear Strive, as he has a fantastic model for the story mode. But then again, they've also done the same thing with Aerials in the Guilty Gear Xrd story modes, where she was never playable either. So the future is not set in stone. Things can change, but as it stands, this is where it's looking likely to be. Delilah and Slayer are your other two characters for Season 2 of Guilty Gear Strive. Although, who knows, maybe Slayer gets bumped again, right? Because Slayer was also speculated for Season 1, then surprisingly Testament took their place. Now, just because there's 2 more characters left for Season 2 as well, doesn't mean that's it for the year, right? Because Season 3 will also probably be popping up sometime in 2023 with its own slate of characters as well, and who knows who all those could be. But my friends, as it stands, that is the news. So take it as you will. And once again, if you want to see some of the other previous leak videos, I'll have those at the end of this video. And otherwise, well, that's it. So thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well. And go out and play some Guilty Gear.